I don't think there is a typical day for an app engineer. It really depends on what your customers need. If you're working with the customer directly, once we pick a product, we may start doing some testing in the lab. And so we're responsible for doing some of that testing, or at least overseeing that testing. Sometimes we bring customers in to make prototype products so that we can show them how to work with the materials. There's a lot of things about mixing materials that are a little bit subtle, and you need some experience to do that. So we'll show them how to do that in our labs. If that's not feasible, we will travel to their labs. So every app engineer has both a few designated customers, and then we also have a region. We do a lot of training both internally and externally on how to use our products and what the product lines are good for. So we train customers, we train distributors, and then learning on our own. So all of us, really depends on which app engineer you talk to. My background is in pure chemistry. We have people whose background is in material science, people whose background is more mechanical. All of us have to know a little bit of everything though. And then we have to try to learn what are our customers doing. So we have this particular customer, we have to go out and kind of learn about their application a little bit and what are the options and the market needs, that kind of thing. So that's a typical day. So an application engineer is important for a customer because we are their first contact if something is going wrong. So they are having an issue on their line that they think might be related to our material. We're the first person they're supposed to call. Or if they have a question about a material that's just come in, or they have a quality concern about something, they contact us first so that we can kind of understand the problem. A lot of our job is just listening to what they're saying and trying to really understand what they're seeing. You know, a customer calls in and says, the material's not curing. What do you mean by that? So it's not curing over time, it's not gelling up as soon as it's supposed to. So there's some typical things that we kind of have to walk through and think about: mix ratios, temperatures, those kinds of things. Did you purge the mix tip? Did you empty the lines when you were changing out the drums? A lot of those kinds of things. So we are the people who help them work through those kinds of problems. And hopefully we're also the people who fix those problems for them. So I think that's kind of the biggest value. For the customers, having one dedicated technical contact, I think is really useful. You want to be able to get to a customer site quickly if they're having issues. An advantage of our team having people in different areas. My boss works in Wixom, which is outside Detroit. I'm in North Carolina. If I have a customer who is closer up to Detroit, we can send anyone from the Detroit team in to kind of do that first emergency contact and kind of contain whatever the issue is and start to ask the questions that I would ask. And if I need to go on site, then I can go. You have your one dedicated app engineer, but he's not alone. You know, like whenever you contact an app engineer, you're going to get everyone in Parker who can help you out with that kind of a problem. I think for the most part, our app engineers try to think on the side of the customer. I like to get in there. I empathize with what's going on with the customer. They're having a terrible day. Something is not going well for them. So, you know, that becomes my problem too. So I want to understand, why is this not working for you? How can we help you get through this and kind of fix that? The fact that we have so many of us working on behalf of the customer, you've got your one central contact, and we really do want to fix the problem and get it right for them so that they can get back up and running as soon as possible. I think the teamwork, and I mentioned this before, the fact that we've got people with different backgrounds, mechanical backgrounds or materials backgrounds or chemical backgrounds, we each can kind of pull on all those strengths. You know, if you've got an isolated engineer who has only like a sort of more limited set, and maybe you don't get that full breadth of experience when you're working through a problem. So a lot of times when you help a customer, you'll hear all the bad stuff, and then when stuff becomes good, silence. Like because they're busy. They've moved on, you fixed it, they're good to go, they're happy. The one that kind of stands out in my mind is when I actually got to see how happy they were. So I had this customer, they were dispensing an adhesive, they had to rework, and was kind of messing up their parts. I made some suggestions about making sure that the temperature was uniform, so they show them a little bit more about how to use the actual automated pneumatic dispense gun, and how to adjust the speed of dispense and that kind of thing. They implemented all of those things. They instituted some training, and their fallout rate went to like 2%. Now they're having 90 or 75% success. It's 98% success. And nobody ever really shares that kind of information with you, but the engineer was so happy that they were like, oh, this is great. Let me show you what we're doing. And so that for me was really fun. We always get to go in and see when things are going badly. To go in and have an engineer be happy with us and see when it was going well, it's like, okay, yes, I really am making a positive difference.